This tells us now the recording has started, my audio is being recorded, and whatever you're saying is also will be recorded. So let's start learning. First objective, what are we working on today? We are looking at these scatter plots which are in front of you. The worksheet handout 1.1, 1.28. This is something that will help you to figure out looking at some plots. If the plots are giving us a view of a straight line like this one, if I'm looking at this first plot over here, this scatter plot, number one here, what does it look like? A linear one, a straight line, obviously. Do you remember what was the equation of a straight line? Y equals, good, very good. Y equals mx plus b. That was the straight line. What do you think about this second plot? What does this look like? This looks like an exponential just with the free hand, and you can do that also on your worksheets. Just with a free hand, I will try to see and plot like a curve which looks like an exponential curve. Agree? We can do the same thing with this also. We can put a straight line, connect all these dots. The benefit, we are trying to figure out a relationship here. These dots are on this board based on the relationships. Which relationships? Straight line, exponential, or sometimes the quadratic. Now we will try to figure out the equations which will form these plots, and then we will leave those equations on the paper ready for submission. Make sense? How many different plots we have done so far? We have worked on the linear. We have also worked on the quadratic, which should be something like this. I will suggest you to take note of these equations in your journal or on your worksheet. So the first one is linear. Second one is quadratic. And the third one, we can take this as an exponential. I'm intentionally using the B and C and different alphabets instead of numbers. I'm not putting 2 raised to power x. So this one is linear, this one is quadratic, and this one is exponential. 3 equations. And these are the 3 equations that we will now try to fit on each of the scatter plots. My words that I'm choosing now are really precise. I'm trying to get the best relevant mathematics words. The word that I used, let me put it over here. I use the word that we are trying to fit the models on these scatter plots. What do I mean by the model? It can be a linear model, it can be a quadratic model, and it can be an exponential model also. So I'm trying to figure out what type of an equation, even if it's a straight line, will represent this plot. What type of an equation and what should be the values of B and C that will best represent this exponential plot? And what should be the best representation of the quadratic that we may see in the question number 4 or 5? Are you with me? Everything clear so far? So the objective is to get a good fit on these scatter plots, if it's linear, quadratic, or exponential, and be able to exactly write the equation of those fit. We will be able to write the equation just using Desmos for the linear plot. We will be writing the equation for the exponential and quadratic also. That's what is the objective. Now, let's close it. Wait. Did I miss something? It's okay, it's recorded. Even if you have missed something, I will bring it back and you will be able to see in your recorded lesson the same things again. And you can check with your other partners, table partners also, if they have recorded it, it's fine. If they have noted it down. Now, Desmos. What we need to do now is to add the table from the first question over here in the Desmos. Do you have a table in the first question? Question number 1, that was a scatter plot. Do you see any table of values? But can we figure out what are the X and Y for each and every dot? Yes, let's do that. Look at this. We have a plus sign here in Desmos. This plus sign, if you will click on that, you will see the table here. Agree? This is a table that you're gonna bring in your Desmos. Let's do this. So hit on the plus sign, this one, add the table in your Desmos. Are you with me? Did you do that? On your Desmos, click on this plus button and then add the table. If I will put from the question number 1, and where is the question number 1? What's the value of X for the first point? When I'm saying for the first point, I'm asking about the value of this and this. For 0, it's a 0. For 1, it's what? For 0, the value is a 0. What's the value for the 1? Tell me. From your plot on the worksheet, look at the location of the dot. Where is the dot? It's here. Exactly. So where is the dot? This dot is here. And if I'm looking at this point, this is 15. Half of 30. Half of 30 is 15. What's the value for this dot? And 30 is the y. What about the x? 2. For 1, it was 15. For 2, it's 30. All right? That's how you will keep on building the table here. For 1, it's 15. For 2, it's 30. Keep on going. 3 is what? 45. 4. Keep on going. And put the values from the table, from the plot, and this in this table. And for 5, it's a 75. For a 6, it's a 90. For a 7, it is a 105. And for 8, it is 120. Did you see some things happening on the board also in the plot? These dots are being plotted over here at the same time. That's how the Desmos helps us. How many points have we plotted? 9 points? How far does it go? I didn't show you. Check if your Y is highlighted here. If your Y is highlighted, then it will show.
Us too. Ours is more like an angle.
Exactly. That's what I was going to tell you now. For me, it's a lot more inclined like this. And now be careful. Mine looks like this. For some of you, it looks like this. For some, it doesn't even show on the screen. Why? Reason. It's logical. Look at this. I'm going to share the reason for that and I will tell you how to fix it also quickly. We're learning Desmos as well today. Close. Here, if you have noticed, let me close the table at this time and I will bring it over here. Where does it start from? 0. How far is it going? Up till somewhere over here, up till 8. Do I need all this remaining portion of the graph? It's a wastage. Now check in your graphs also, do you have the same scale from 0 to 500 on y-axis? Do you have the same scale?
No.
What's the scale with you? 0, 50, 100. So to have the same type of plots here, we need to make the same scale. How will you fix the scale? Here, you see these settings over here? On the top right corner, Desmos gives you the settings. In these settings, you will change the scale. What I will do now, I will change the scale. Look at this. When I will click on these settings, it brings up the scale. Here, I'm gonna put at the x-axis and do this with me or everyone. Let's put over here from -2 up till 12. Let's do it. From -2 up till 12. 12. And then for y-axis, instead of 1000 something, I will start it again from -10. And I will take it up till 150. If we have done this, then every single one of us will have the same plot. Do we have it now?
Yeah.
Good. If you have followed these directions, you will definitely see something again similar on your screen. If we have missed something, help on the table to each other. Get help on the table. Otherwise, you will watch the video also to set it up again. Now, next point, and this is important. This is important. This part is going to help us generate the equation. And you already told me it does look like a linear function. So that's what I will try to fit for the very first time. Linear function. Let's try it. How? In your Desmos, you have already plotted the table. Now let's come here. In the next phase here, type in y. Do it with me. Y. And now being very careful, on your keyboard, type in underscore. How will you do that? Shift and minus key. As soon as you will hit the shift and minus key, did you notice? The cursor went to the subscript. It went down. Now if you will type in 1, it will look like a subscript, you see?
What?
First thing that you need to do after typing in Y, you will use this keyboard combination, shift and then negative sign. Keep the shift held, holding shift, hit the negative sign. From here, the cursor will go down and then enter 1. Once this is done, you will see that the cursor here is in the subscript. Now, be careful. What to do next? On your keyboard, I'm showing you the keyboard also. On your keyboard, hit the right arrow key. And look at what will happen to the cursor. As soon as I will hit the right arrow key, the cursor goes back up. Agreed? So right arrow key, I will hit this, and the cursor gets bigger again, like it's in normal mode now. It's no more in subscript mode. Now, shift and this apostrophe sign, something like tilde. Shift and this key. You see everyone? This curly looking thing, that's what you will get here. And as soon as you will bring it, your Desmos is now in approximation mode. It's going to fit the line that you will put after this tilde sign. That line will be fit on the plot. And what are we trying to fit here? Which plot or which line we have thought about bringing in here? Linear, quadratic, or exponential? Linear. And what's the equation of the linear line? Y equals mx plus b. That is the exact thing that I will be typing in now. Let's do it. That's an M, and then x. I will type in x, but be careful, not just the x. I will type in the x, and in the subscript of x, I will bring 1. So shift underscore will take the cursor down. I will type in there a 1. We got x1. Again, with the right arrow key, my cursor will go up again, and I'm ready to type in shift and then plus B. Did you see the line?
Yeah.
It already appeared. If we have followed the steps exactly the same way, now I want you to look at the screen. Everyone, congratulations. You have already successfully fitted the first plot on your given set of dots. Now, let's see what did we get out of this. We have not just got the line here. The line is plotted over here, which is a good job. That's what we wanted to do. Did you notice that all the points are exactly on the line? All the points that we plotted through the table are on the line. That means it's a perfect fit. Now, if you have an M also here, M is what? 15. And you do have a B also here, which is what? A 0. We have an M, which is 15, and we have a B, which is 0. So can you now tell me what is the equation of the line? Tell me. 15. That's what I was waiting for. Y equals 15, x plus 0. Good. So now we do know that the equation of this line should be y equals 15x. We don't need to put the 0 there. You see, we have exactly fit the model, the linear model on the given points. Did it make sense?
Yeah.
Good job. So what I will do, I will